Hey girl, hey, my name is makayjanai and welcome to my channel. We are doing our 2025 challenge. This is our second episode of the financial series. And today we will be making a budget. So let's get into this video. All right, y'all, welcome back. If you haven't seen the last video, I strongly encourage you to go back and watch that video. In that video, we were talking about what are the things that we want for what are our money goals? Why do we want to be financially stable? Do we want to be financially stable? And how are we going to get there? What are the steps we're going to take? So today we are, with the help of ChatGPT, and no, I'm not sponsored by them, but call me up, right? Anyway, going to create us a budget for the current month we're in, for the next month. So let's see how we're going to do this. I know that a lot of people use ChatGPT to help them study for tests and help them with other things, but I'm telling you that ChatGPT can be used for so much more. If you need help with anything, creating schedules, looking up a budget, any of that stuff, you can go ahead and Google it and it'll tell you exactly how to do it. And my mom put me onto this, so I'm gonna put y'all on, because when you know better, you do better, and you let other people know so they can do better. And that is what we're doing today. So I want you to pull out your iPad, your computer, your laptop, your phone, because if you're watching this, you have one of those. And if you don't, the library is free and they have all those resources. Go on ChatGPT and look up how to create a monthly budget and what all do I need to do so. And ChatGPT will create this list of 8 things or 8 steps to take to create your monthly budget. So the first step that ChatGPT gave me, and you need to determine your income. List all your sources of income. Do you have 2 jobs? Do you have your own little small business? This is going to be how much you get paid, side hustle, rentals if you have any. So you're going to calculate your total income. You do braid on the side? Do you do nails on the side? Do you Lyft? Do you Uber? All the money that comes from that. You get tips, all of your tips, all of where you work your regular job, all of that stuff needs to be included in what is your income. So once you've determined all of that, you've calculated it up, you have a total sum of what your income is. We're doing this for the month. So you know how much you make in 1 month. Tally it all up. Put that there. Then you're going to track your expenses, just like you did with your income. Your fixed expenses, which are phone bill, your rent, your mortgage, utilities, insurance, car payments, all of your subscriptions, that Yeti, Hulu, Amazon, Apple TV, all of that stuff. The extra storage you pay for your Apple phone that you still don't have storage with, all of that is included in your fixed income. Anything that doesn't change. Then you have your variable or fixed expenses. Then you have your variable expenses. That's going to be the things that fluctuate each month, like groceries, gas, whether you eat out, your entertainment, and your personal care, like my hair. That would be an expense that's not fixed, that changes depending on the length, on the size, on if I'm getting it done that month, all of that, whether I'm, all of that changes each month. So that's going to be your variable expenses. Calculate all of that up. Then you have your irregular expenses, your annual, your quarterly expenses, like your car registration, your home repairs, vacations. Estimate the total monthly cost of this by dividing whatever that number is that you calculated by 12. Because there's 12 months. So on to the next thing that you need to categorize your expenses. So now that you know, okay, look, these are all my expenses. This is how much the expenses are. You need to put it in categories. So food, household, transportation, savings, debt payments, entertainment, miscellaneous, all of that stuff. You need to put all of those categories down, create a list. You can do this on Excel. You can do this on Google Sheets. You can do this in the Notes app. Really, you don't need any of that. You can do this in the Notes app. Step 4, we're going to set financial goals. This is the part that gets everyone, because you don't want to set your goal too high where it's like, good and well, you were not going to reach that amount. by the end of the month. You knew that. And you don't want to set it too low. You want it to be a perfect medium. So what does ChatGPT say about this? So you want a short-term goal, saving for a vacation. So if you have like, I want to go somewhere next year at a specific time. Saving for that vacation is short term. Even though it's next year, that is a short term goal. That's not long term. Paying off a credit card is a short term goal. Buying new furniture, short term goals. Because once your credit card is paid off, it's paid off. Once that furniture is bought, it's bought. Once that vacation is taken, it's taken. Your long-term goal is going to be building an emergency fund, because you're not just going to spend that money. You're actually putting it aside in the case that something happens. Or saving for retirement, paying off a mortgage. All of those are long-term goals. So you want to set you short-term goals and long-term goals. I know that some people think of short-term as in the next couple months, in the next couple weeks, but it doesn't have to be that short-term. See, I am a planner. So when I want to plan a vacation or a trip, I'm not going to plan for the next couple of months, next couple of days, next couple of weeks. I'm going to plan for the next couple of years or the next year. If I'm saving for a specific trip, that is a short-term goal, even if the trip is 3 years out, 5 years out. But if I'm saving for something that I want, like an emergency fund, I want to constantly have an emergency fund. You're young, like I'm in my 20s, y'all are in your 20s, like maybe you're not, maybe you're even younger than that, maybe you're in your 30s, and it's not too late to start, it's not too late to save for retirement. Step 5, create a budgeting strategy. So how are we going to do this? 50-30-20 rule. The 50-30-20 rule says that 50% of your money needs to go to your needs, 30% to your wants, 20% of the rest of your income goes to savings and debt. And because I got a lot of debt, basically what it's saying is 10% of my income goes to savings and 10% to debt. So different budgeting strategies, but it says you can create a zero-based budget. I've never heard of that in my life. A zero-based budget is where every dollar of your income is allocated to a specific category, including savings. So at the end of the month, all their money has gone somewhere. They don't do it off percentages, but they do the dollar amount. What are some other budgeting strategies? Oh my gosh, it's come up with, y'all, it's still typing. It came up with so many different ways to save. Oh my gosh, I'm literally going to tell them thank you. Okay, so I looked up what are some other money saving strategies other than the 50-30-20 rule. And they have the zero-based budgeting. That's the one that we talked about, or short ZBB, which I would just call it zero-based budgeting, where every dollar amount goes somewhere. It says every dollar of your income is assigned to a specific category. You have to create a very detailed budget for that. Then there's the envelope system, where it's a cash-based budgeting method where you physically divide your money into different envelopes based on the categories. I've seen people that's done it and it's worked for them. Because it's so much harder to spend cash. In my opinion, it's harder to spend cash than it is to spend anything else, because you see it leaving your hand. With my card, I can just swipe. I don't have to look at the app. Except to check to make sure I got the money in there. But afterwards, I don't have to look at it. Then it says there's a method called pay yourself first. It says this strategy prioritizes saving before you do anything else. A set percentage of your income is automatically saved or invested as soon as you get paid, and you live on the remainder. As soon as you receive your income, you direct a portion to saving, 10 to 20%, before paying any bills or discretionary spending. This ensures that you are building your financial future before any money is spent. That's people who want to prioritize saving and build wealth and create emergency fund. Next, it says, okay, the 80-20 rule. This is simplified. So a simplified version of budgeting where you allocate 80% of your income for spending, including savings and expenses, and 20% for saving and debt repayment. Basically, it's the same thing as the 50-30-20 rule, except it just doesn't break down that 50 and 30. Then there's the anti-budget. It's the least restrictive budgeting strategy where you spend freely, but with a fixed saving goal in mind. So you set a monthly saving goal first. And let's say you say, I'm going to save 15% of my income. Or you say, I'm gonna save, like I said, $840 a month. And once that account is saved, you spend the remainder however you want. There's no track. You don't track your expenses. That would not work for me. I'm sorry. That would not work for me because I would just spend all my money. I would either spend it all or save it all, and there would be no in between. Sorry, there's no structure to that. I need structure. I was the kid in school who was asking for homework. The one who was like, okay, so what are the rules to the assignment? Like, what's the word count? You want us to write freely. Okay, how many pages? I was the one that was like, give me some rules, give me some instruction, give me something, because I cannot. Yeah, that's too free for me. So the debt snowball or debt avalanche method, I don't like the sound of that. This is actually very scary. It sounds scary. So this method focuses on paying off debts with different strategies for taking balances. So the debt snowball focuses on paying off your smallest debt first, regardless of interest rate, to build momentum. Once a smaller debt is paid off, you move to the next smallest and so on. Wait, I like that. Then there's the debt avalanche. Focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, saving money on interest in the long run. Either method involves creating a budget that prioritizes debt repayment over other discretionary spending. Oh my gosh. I think I might use this then. Paying off my debt is my number one priority. So I like this. And so we're on 7. This one is called priority-based budgeting. So the strategy focuses on allocating your funds to your highest priority first, necessities and financial, and trimming and eliminating less important expenses. Rank your expenses from most important to least. Ensure your most crucial needs, housing, utilities, health insurance, are covered before anything else. Any remaining money can be used for wants or saved. That's priority-based budgeting. Then they have the proportional budgeting method. Okay, I can't say that, but it says the method involves creating specific spending percentages for each expense category. You allocate a fixed percentage of your income to categories like housing, transportation, savings, and leisure. Oh, this is actually the one I've been using. Yeah, the other ones I said it was me, but this is it. And the reason I say that, it says, because that's what I'm doing. 20% household, 20% debt, 10% tithes. And then the other 50% I haven't decided what I was going to do with it, but I do need to. So there's that. So number 9, the no budget method. Rather than creating a strict budget, this method focuses on spending freely as long as you're living below your means and saving for your goals. Yeah, not enough structure. Not enough structure for me, but that might work for you. And then there's the last one, reverse budgeting. You allocate a portion of your income for savings first, then spend the rest however you want without worrying about categories or limits. For beginners, they suggest the 50-30-20 rule, the envelope system, or the pay yourself first method. If you have a lot of debt, the debt snowball or the debt avalanche method is most useful. And then for if you want something flexible, then there's the anti-budget or the reverse budgeting methods. They offer more freedom and fewer restrictions if that's what you're into. But it all depends on your financial goals, your lifestyle, and what works best for you. You know you more than anybody else on this earth knows you. The only one that knows you more than you is the Lord. And maybe that's what, actually not maybe, we need to pray. I just gave y'all 11 budgeting strategies that you can create. Budgeting strategies that may work for you. Look through those, Google them, do more research, decide whichever one is going to work for you the best. After you decide and choose your budgeting strategy, go ahead, pause the video, do your research, because I only did a little bit for you. I know which works best for me and what's going to work best for me. You need to look and decide what budgeting strategy is going to work best for you. And that's the one that you're going to use. We don't have to use the same one. We just have to choose one. That's it. Our next step is track your spending. Once you choose that strategy, once you're aware this is what I'm doing, this is what I want, you're going to become very invested in where your money is going. You can use a budgeting app. You can use a spreadsheet. You don't have to use a budgeting app, but they use a budgeting app called Every Dollar. You Need a Budget and Mint. I don't have enough storage on my phone for another app that I gotta keep up with. But I use my notes apps. I use Excel. I use Google Sheets. Google Sheets is kind of my favorite right now. But even though Excel and Google Sheets are literally the same thing, what it means by tracking your spending, you're gonna have to be looking at that bank statement. I know a lot of people don't get bank statements mailed to their house anymore. They all get them on their banking app, but you can go on there and it will show you every single dollar you spent, when you spent it, when it went through, how much you spent, did you do credit or debit, all of that. You're gonna have to look at it regularly. I mean, like every day, maybe that's too much, but every time you spend money, you're gonna have to check. You're gonna have to go every 2 weeks, maybe even at the end of every week. I would say at the end of every week, look at your bank statements, look at how much you spent and say, okay, this is where my money went. It's not hard to track. You're just gonna have to constantly be looking at your money. You're gonna have to set up a time. Maybe every Saturday you go and you look. Maybe every Sunday you go, you look at your bank statement. You go, you look at how much you spent and where your money went, what category it was in, and where is all your money going. If you see that you spent $300 on food, and within the first week you spent, $300 for a week of food is a lot. And I'm talking about eating out and stuff like that. You spent $300 on food and you don't like that? And you're like, where did all my money go? And it went to Taco Bell and Chick-fil-A? I don't mean to yell at y'all. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. If all your money went to Taco Bell and Chick-fil-A, and you don't like that, and you're like, man, I wish I had more money for this, then you need to switch it up. Okay, less money on food. Lower the budget for your food. What is your food budget anyway? What is the budget that you're giving yourself? Okay, I need to spend less money on food. How can I do that? Okay, well, I need to grocery shop. Yes, I'm spending a lot of money now on groceries, but guess how many meals can you get out of a grocery shop? How many meals? And I'm not talking about the packaged meals that cost $10 a box. I'm talking about ingredients, like cooking with Kaya. Yeah, get in the kitchen and cook. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call her out. I didn't mean to say that. Yes, I did. I said that on purpose. Cooking with Kayla. Yeah, Michaela, cook. Get in the kitchen and cook, girl. You can do it. And you don't have to cook an extravagant meal. You don't have to cook steak and lamb and ribeyes and... Oh, ribeye is a steak, isn't it? Yes, it is. You don't have to cook chicken tetrazzini. You don't have to cook any of that. You just have to cook something. You need you a vegetable, a meat. You don't even need a meat, honestly. But you need you a vegetable, a meat. And that's pretty much it. A starch, maybe. I really don't know. But you can make a couple of meals out of one thing. You can make meals for 2 weeks. And maybe you don't want to eat the same thing every day. Get a variety of stuff. You know what you like, you know what you don't like. Anyway, let's get back into it. Step 7, adjust as necessary. Literally what I just said. If you are overspending in one area, cut back in others. For example, if you stop eating out as much, more money can go into your savings. More money can go to pay off your debts. If you get a bonus or extra income, here's something to consider. Put the bonus towards your saving. Pay off your debt with those. Not pay it, but pay towards your debt with that bonus. Then, and like I said, adjust as necessary. You do what you know. Oh, I'm spending all this money on food. Okay, I'm gonna spend less money on food and more so I can have more for this. Or, oh, I didn't realize that I really eat that much. I didn't know that this is the way that I want to eat and stuff like that. Okay, well, more money is allocated to food, less money allocated to what? I don't know, entertainment. I can't go to the movies every 3 weeks. Every day, every week. I can't go to the movie theater every week because I want to eat. And I want to eat good. I want to go to Texas Roadhouse. I want to go I want to dine out. If you know that's what you want to do, then you need to figure out where you're going to take less money from. It's all give and take. It's all give and take. What is it called in economics? It's called opportunity cost. Whatever you do with one thing, you like, if I spend more time doing this, then I have less time to do this. So if I spend more money on this, then I spend less money on this. That's just the way that the world works. And you're going to have to learn to go with the flow with it and figure out how you're going to allocate your money towards that, so you can have money, so you can pay off your debt, so you can pay your bills, so you can live the lifestyle that you want to live, so you can have your car, have your house, have everything that you want in life. And you can have all those things. A lot of people believe that they can't have that, and you can. You just have to take the steps to do it. Nobody's stopping you but you. Nobody's blocking your blessings but you. You're blocking your blessings. Review and reflect. And at the end of each month, you need to review your spending and saving. How much did I spend? How much did I save? Did you meet your goal for this month? And then you need to adjust it for the next month. Okay, I didn't meet my goal this month. What do I need to do so that I can meet it next month? Or I did meet my goal this month. I wish that I had more. I was able to do more in this area. So how can I change it so that I'm able to do more in that area? Things that you might need. You're going to need your income statement. You're going to need your expense records. And you're going to need budgeting tools, whether it's an app, a spreadsheet, or paper. Pencil and paper, old school. I said old school, like... Bills, bank statements, receipts, pay stubs, invoices, all of that stuff. Pull it out the closet, pull it out from under your bed, pull it out your purses, pull it out your book bags, wherever you have it stored, pull it out, because this is what we're doing. We are budgeting. I'm going to create a Google Doc with all the information that I talked about today, and I'm going to link that in the description below. If you watched this far, thank you so much for watching this video. And in the description, I want you to write down what budget strategy do you think is going to work for you and why. Make sure you like this video and subscribe if you want to get your life on track with me this year. Next week, we're going to be discussing what I learned on that podcast show, and some ways that we all can implement what we learned in our life, how I plan on using it to help me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Bye, y'all. Oh, TikTok is not a subscription. The sun is going down, y'all. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. Who is making that noise? Let's make a night you won't remember. I'll be the one you won't forget.